Hello, it is Dr. Askkrystalracquel, and I'm back again with a video for today. I hope you all are doing amazingly. Please like, comment, and subscribe to my channel if you enjoy my content. Please also send me an email, askkrystalracquel@gmail.com, if you have a question that you would love to see me answer on video. So, I do have a topic for today, and I hope it's of interest to you. This video is specifically for ladies who are doing well financially, but they are now ending up attempting to win a man based on the finances that they have, based on their career, based on their job or their credentials. Be very careful, because that is not going to help you. And I've spoken in other videos about it as well, how ladies need to be careful about the information that they're giving to men specifically. And if someone's thinking to themselves, well, what about the men? Okay, well, we all know that traditionally men are considered the providers. So I want to more focus on a lady who is trying to put herself in that role, or giving so much information about her finances to where the man is now going to view her in that way, or view her as a come up, or view her as someone who can potentially fund his lifestyle when he is traditionally supposed to be the provider. So ladies, be very careful, and I'll just briefly explain some of the things that you're not typically supposed to reveal. And then I'll try to put the video where I talked about that below in the description. Typically, you're not going to want to give information about your income. Don't reveal that information. You don't want to be very specific about your job title and role if it is something that could potentially cause someone to be attracted to you based on your finances. So I've spoken about this before. If it's something like a physician, obviously you're going to speak to someone, you're going to explain what you do, and they're going to know you're a doctor eventually. But there's certain jobs where you don't have to talk about, you don't have to say if you're a nurse. You can say you work in healthcare, you love what you do, you work with patients, that sort of thing. But please check the video out that I'm adding in, because I feel like that one was a really helpful video. But you don't want to say stuff like that. You can always kind of say, yep, I work in healthcare, or if it's a lot of other jobs, not healthcare, but other ones, you can always say you work in customer service, because you don't want anyone, you could just be nice, you want to talk about your career, but you don't want, as a lady, you don't want your career to be the reason why a man is interested in you. You want him to, think you're intelligent, think you're kind, caring, all those things, but you don't really want your finance to play a factor in why a man wants to be with you. So be very wise and careful about those things. You might say, well, no, I want to talk about it. Okay, go ahead, but it's very important to listen to the advice that people are giving. You don't have to reveal everything about you, because I'm telling you, men do not do that. Men don't reveal all their business. So ladies, be careful and be mindful about all the information that you're giving. You want to talk about yourself. No, be quiet. Listen to the guy, talk to him, ask him about himself, and you're going to see things change for you. But you don't want to mention if you have properties. You don't want to mention if you're coming into an inheritance. You don't want to mention if you're like a manager somewhere in a specific type of industry. You don't want to mention that. You just want to talk about just mention the industry. And if a man based on the job that you say, if a man says, okay, big bucks or something like that. I forget the term that people say. You're rolling in money, something like that. That's not a good fit for you, because even though he's joking, it's not a joke, and most jokes have some truth in it. So you might find that he'll say like, oh no, I don't care about your income and stuff, but I think eventually he's gonna bring that up if you were to get into marriage with him or live with him, which I don't agree with if you're not married. He may eventually start saying, hey, you make this good income, or even prior to marriage, he might just say, hey, let me know, what's your salary? I need to know, in order for me to move forward with you, or to see if we're a good fit for dating. But yeah, you don't want to reveal your salary. You don't want to reveal if you have multiple vehicles. You don't really want to say if you own your home. That's something that you don't have to mention. And if he just outright asks you, do you rent or own? You might think those are normal questions, but I'm telling you, those are questions from someone who is gathering information. Those are questions from someone who is trying to get intel on you. So you might say, oh, it's just a normal question. Did you ask him that question? Did you ask him if he rents or owns? Did you feel like maybe you shouldn't ask that because you felt like it was kind of a personal question? If he wanted to tell you, he would. But you think it's okay if he asks you? No. And I'm not saying these people are horrible people, but I'm just trying to let you know what would be the best thing for your life and what type of things you need to look out for. So I think I covered the main ones, and I think there's more that might be covered in the video down below. But please don't try to buy a man with your finances. And what I mean by that is, do not be saying, hey, I'll pay this for you. It's like, oh, it's been a long time since I've had a relationship, so what I'm going to do for this guy, I'm going to offer to pay for dates because I'm not used to men paying for my dates for me. So I will tell him on our date, oh, I'll split it. Or I'll even tell him, no, I got it. I got the whole thing because I want him to ask me out on a date again. It's a possibility he may ask you on a date again. But ladies, don't kid yourselves. You don't want to try to offer your finances or offer your credentials or offer your standing in society, even if you have certain connections for networking purposes for him. You don't want to offer those things to a man because the man is the one that takes the risk. The man is the one that is seeking a wife. So if you're just putting everything out on display, your finances, everything about you, your career, in an attempt to win a man because you want a boyfriend or you want a husband or you want a relationship or a fiance, it's going to backfire on you. The man might come towards you. You're going to convince yourself that, oh, he really likes me. Oh, he thinks I'm beautiful. Oh, he loves my personality. He thinks I have good character. But deep down, you're going to remember that you were offering your finances. You were letting him know, oh, babe, let me take you on this trip. I know we've only been dating for about 2 months, but I really want to travel. I really want to go to these places, and I know you don't really have it. Extra money is short notice, so we've been dating 2 months, but I want to go on this trip abroad. Let me pay for you. Let's go to Italy, and I got you. Don't worry, we're in this. You told me you love me. You told me we're in this for the long haul. Yeah. There are a story just came to me. Someone recently told me something about this. I'll try to be non-specific. So there's someone in their life and they were dating someone briefly and they ended up doing something similar. They ended up taking someone on a trip for their birthday. The man that they were dating, they took him on a trip outside of the country for his birthday, and the lady paid for everything. They weren't dating very long, and her birthday came first because this was a newer relationship. And then and mind you, this lady actually has one or more children. I'll leave it at that. And she paid for this man's trip. And mind you, this is a woman who maybe needed some support from the child or children's actual father or fathers. And so she took this new guy out on a trip, and the man, he enjoyed it. He stuck around for it. And then when her birthday came around, she received some lackluster items, some items that really were not, that definitely showed her how he viewed her. And okay, and I'll just say, I won't say the items, well, the items obviously were nothing in comparison to the cost of what she paid, but of course, like, no one would expect him to spend the same amount on a gift as she spent on a vacation. But it was, the items that he gave it showed that he didn't value her. And I'm not saying that the items were extremely cheap, but what the items represented kind of showed that he didn't necessarily value her in that way. But at the same time, you can't really fault the man, because you didn't even give him a chance to really get to know you and see you for you and see if he even liked you. So it's kind of like a man, he wants to go and choose. He wants to choose what he wants. He wants to choose his prize. But you have said to him you're a prize, but he hasn't even gotten a chance to see if you are or not, because you just gave everything. You just put everything on display. And then there's another scenario with someone else where they invited, a young lady invited she was going on another trip. No, this is a different lady. A lady was going on a trip, and she was inviting, or she was taking him, whoever she was dating at the time, on a trip. She also invited a couple other couples. So it was in total about 3 couples. And the original lady who planned the trip, the guy that she was with wanted to bring his guy friends. Mind you, a guy friend. Mind you, he was not paying for this trip whatsoever. So rather than trying to enjoy his time with his girlfriend, he decided that he wanted to bring a guy along so they can go out together and hang out. And ladies, so really just stop. So like I said, the men, they might stay with you, but they're trying to get benefits from you. Similar to when you tell a man he can come live with you, he can stay with you, you don't have a problem with it. You know he's on hard times. You guys have just started dating, but you don't know. He probably was kicked out from his last relationship, and he maybe was doing something wrong, maybe potentially cheating, who knows. Not everything's cheating, but the lady might have kicked him out, or maybe he was going through a rough time with his other girl, and maybe he still was living with her. And then when you come and meet him, he makes it seem like he's getting kicked out of his own apartment, and then you allow him to stay with you, not knowing that he was just living with someone else. And what he really does is bounce from relationships to relationships. When you start giving your finances, you're never going to really get to see what the man is really in it for, whether it's your home, your vehicles. And there's like, you don't know if you invite someone into your home, they might not be doing well financially, they are looking for work, and you pick them off the street. I'm not saying people who don't work are bums, but if you are willing to accept somebody that you don't know, you know you want good for yourself. One, it speaks to your self-esteem, because what makes you think that it's a good thing to, you're a lady, what makes you think it's a good thing to pick a guy up who is not working, right? And then you don't know, while you're at work now, he might be using your vehicle. He might even be going to see other women. Maybe he's saying that, you know, although you're helping him out, maybe he has higher goals in terms of a woman that he wants for his life. So ladies, please stop trying to buy men. And like I said, it goes right down to that very first encounter when you are going on a date. Don't pull out your wallet. And you should already know that if the man is inviting you out on a date, let him cover that. Let him cover that date for you. If he's serious about you, and one, before going on a date, you would have already tried to see what the man's intentions were in terms of what he's looking for. So if he's looking for casual dating, like, you shouldn't go on a date with that person in the first place. But if you know you're looking for marriage, you know you're looking for a relationship, you know you're looking to have a family, and you know, come together in unity with a spouse and eventually have children, don't pull out your wallet. Young lady, please do not do that, because you're setting yourself up for failure. Let the man be a man. It is a small gesture to pick out a restaurant and take someone there. Similarly to how a lot of us take our family members out for their birthdays, or we go out with our girlfriends or friends or family members and treat them occasionally and for no reason whatsoever. Similarly to how we go out on our own and we buy a meal for ourselves at a new restaurant that we want to try. Similarly, how I've said before, I know people who, whenever they see someone on the street who appears to be homeless, they offer to buy them food and a meal, not just give them $1 or $2. They will literally ask them what they want from a nearby restaurant or whatever type of food place is around, and offer them money. Offer them a food, go get them a meal and bring it to them, or allow them to come with them. Like, walk, if it's in walking distance. The same way people can do all of those things is the same way a young man who is interested in finding a wife, because a man who finds a wife finds a good thing and finds favor from the Lord. It is the same way that that young man can give that super, super tiny, 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 tiny investment or risk and pay for someone's meal. And if you are an intentional gentleman looking to for marriage, you would have had like a phone conversation before you offer the date. First, if it's an online thing, you would like first talk to them a little bit and then ask for the number. And then you would have a phone conversation, and then you would see if you want to move forward with the date or not. But if you're someone as a young man who is out there trying to date and talk to as many women as possible, potentially try to sleep with people, you're not going to be intentional. So yeah, it's going to hurt your pockets if you think, if you're going to be trying to go out with multiple dates, like with a whole bunch of different people, going out on 7 dates with 7 different people in a week, then yeah, you're gonna be upset and not want to pay for someone's meal. But if you're doing things the right way and intentional in God's way, then you're gonna know, okay, I talked to this lady, she seems really nice, I'm gonna ask her on a date and let's go from there. And then if she's not a good fit, all right, you decide you're not going to go see her again. And then you will try to potentially see if there's anyone else around, meet someone else and see if you want to get to know someone else the following week or a couple weeks or whatever. You're not going to just be out here willy-nilly, just trying to find multiple people. And yeah. So ladies, back to the ladies. Ladies, do you see how a lot of women are making it so easy for men? You need to force a man to be intentional, not with you, but just in general. If there's so many ladies out now who are out, buying men's meals, splitting with men, you're making it to where they have more resources to play around, right? A lot of times ladies don't realize that they are the ones who really dictate how a lot of things go in terms of relationships and balance. You ladies, you are the one, you control what you accept, you control what you put out, you control how somebody will treat you, and you have so much power and control. And a lot of times ladies act like they don't have it, and like you're trying to get the man. No, 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 no. Let's not forget, the sperm is the one that chases the egg. Don't you ever forget it. Do not forget it. You cannot chase somebody. Don't be out here trying to say, I just got my baby a car for his birthday. Yes, I bought this for him. We went on trips together, all those things. No, 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 no. But yeah, stop trying to buy men. It's not going to be in your favor. You might say, well, no, it works out for me. I have somebody. You have somebody, but you're not going to know if that person really wants you. Just like how a lot of ladies who end up proposing, they never know if that guy really wants them. And then the guy, honestly, he doesn't even know if he ever really wanted that lady, because a lot of times they'll end up saying, well, you're the one who proposed. You're the one that asked me to marry you. Why would you want a guy to say that to you? So ladies, you may think that you're fine with what you're doing. You don't know that sometimes that man is just sticking around until he can find somebody that he actually really wants, or until he can, until he, until what you're offering is no longer available, right? So keep those things in mind, and let me know what you think down below. Are you finding that people are trying to buy, or ladies are trying to buy men's affection? I think it's really something that needs to stop. And I just urge you, ladies, please, you are beautiful. You have so much to offer. And you don't want to get into a space to where you're wondering if the man even likes you. And then you're finding that you end up doing all these things for men, and then they end up leaving you when they realize that you're not the one for them, or you no longer have the funds. You don't want to be in a space to where you're offering all your funds and all your resources, and then let's say you don't have those same resources anymore, or bills increase and you can't allow him to use you financially, and then now he's gone. Okay, so let me know what you think down below. Have a wonderful and blessed day. Bye.